What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another football video. And in this video, we're going to talk about the New York Giants rival, the Dallas Cowboys. This has been a huge storyline this entire offseason. Talking about how much Dak's going to sign for, whether or not he's going to sign the franchise tag, whether or not he's in the long-term plans for the Dallas Cowboys. As Giants fans, we've seen this in the division with the Washington Redskins with Kirk Cousins. As a matter of fact, they franchise tagged him twice before letting him go because they did not think he was in the long-term plans for that football team. Well, to me, this signifies that the Dallas Cowboys, at least to this point, are not 100% sure that Dak is in the long-term plans for that football team. Of course, Dak Prescott has played hardball and he's tried to get every single penny that he can. Now, who do I think won in this battle? Well, I think Dak Prescott looks at the market and it's supposed to be going up next year. And he thinks that he's worth a lot more than what the Dallas Cowboys would probably be, willing to give him. Now, of course, he's playing with fire here because he does not know, what the market's going to do based on what's going on right now, how the salary cap is going to go up or possibly down or maybe even remain the same. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects the quarterback market. Of course, when Pat Mahomes signs, that should accelerate the market and raise it. And as Giants fans, well, we should be a little bit worried about that, being that Daniel Jones could potentially be in the long-term plans for the New York Giants after his rookie contract. Every single team has to go through this. Now, do I think it's in the Cowboys' best interest to sign Dak long-term? I don't know. Dak Prescott's definitely been an above-average quarterback since he's been in the league. Franchise quarterbacks don't grow on trees, but what I will say is Dak Prescott has had every single piece around him. The fact that he was a late-round draft pick definitely helped him in becoming a solid quarterback in his rookie year. Of course, he went 13-3 his rookie year, but that was behind a great running back and a great offensive line and a pretty strong defense, something that he's had since he's been there. Last year, he had a great statistical year, his best statistical year since he's been there. But it did not result in winning. Dallas definitely underperformed in that aspect, going 8-8. Now, why do I think he ended up signing the franchise tag? Well, the Dallas Cowboys did not let what happened to them with Ezekiel Elliott happen to them with Dak Prescott. Last year, Zeke held out until the start of the year. Dallas was coming into a win-now mode type season, and they knew that they needed Zeke to compete. Zeke had all the leverage. Well, this offseason, in my opinion, the Dallas Cowboys learned from their mistakes, whether they want to tell you that or not. By signing Andy Dalton, I think it forced Dak Prescott to sign that franchise tag because with Andy Dalton, a guy who's a proven winner when given the right opportunity with the Bengals, he went to the playoffs 5 times, I think could have won with the Dallas Cowboys, and I think that kind of forced Dak Prescott's hand. I don't think he had a choice in the matter. And the fact that he's signing for $31.4 million, well, that puts a little added pressure on Dak because if he does not match what he did last year and the Dallas Cowboys do not win, well, Dallas may not sign him to that $35 million lucrative deal. And if the cap goes up, he could make upwards of 40. Now, I don't know who wins in this situation. I guess it all depends on how it all plays out next year. And I don't know if Dak will be in the long-term plans for the Dallas Cowboys. But as New York Giants fans, we know he's in the plans for the 2020 season, and he will be lining up under center. By signing the franchise tag, it now forces Dak Prescott, from what I read, to go to training camp. So he will not be holding out, and he will be the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. We just do not know how long it will be for. As Giants fans, obviously, the higher the price, the better. But I've said this countless times. I don't care what Cowboys fans tell me. At this point in time, I do not think that the Dallas Cowboys are 100% bought in on Dak Prescott. Because if they were, he would have been signed already. You look at Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz signed what was the highest paid quarterback in the sport last year, even coming off an injury. The Eagles showed that they were committed. You look at Jared Goff, the Rams showed that they were committed. And I don't know if they don't commit to Dak, that might not be the worst decision for the Dallas Cowboys. You don't want to commit $35 to $40 million on a guy that you do not feel is a franchise guy because it's a lot easier to win in this league, and we all know this. As Giants fans, any team, it was a lot harder for Eli to win once he got that big deal because it takes away from other pieces on the team. Now, Dallas has certainly drafted very well, and if they sign Dak to a $35 to $40 million deal, they will need to continue to draft well. Otherwise, they will not stay afloat. But we'll have to wait and see what Dallas does in the future. But for now, he'll be the starter. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.